Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 23-2 commencement ceremony. I'm Cadet Xavier Borja, and the day has finally come that we've all been waiting for, graduation. I know that each platoon is excited that this time has come. I also know that each of us is leaving this place with special memories from each of our platoons. We've made brothers and sisters here that we will talk to after this and much further on in life. We each have that one staff member here, whether it's cadre, case manager, counselor, teacher, or cook, that have made their impact on us one way or another if they know it or not. And I want to show appreciation for all the staff we have here. Before I got here, I wasn't a good student, obviously, like most of us. I had easily over 100 absences and would only show up on test days to pass my tests, so my grades were either failing or C's. I was using substances to pass the time instead of going to school and getting my credits. I'd play video games and watch YouTube on my laptop and would only leave my house if I was going to play basketball or go on a run. Whenever I'd hang out with my friends, there were others that would always ask me, why don't you go to school? If you just show up, you could pass all your classes. I got tired of that question, so I just started isolating myself, and it led to more poor choices with consequences I wasn't ready for. There were actions I shouldn't have done, and I realized it now. Then on a day when I decided to show up, I got sent out of class to look at the WYCA, which was attending my school that day. Miss Ingalls explained the whole process, and it intrigued me. I felt like this was the best way to get my credits back and finally have some discipline because I had taken advantage of my mother's kindness. I knew it would structure a brighter future for me, so I applied. When I first got here, I was nervous. It was the place I needed. I told myself no matter how exhausted or mentally drained I felt, I wouldn't go home. I've made it to this point, so it's safe to say I accomplished that goal. Another way I motivated myself was by telling myself I wasn't going to be the same after this, trying my hardest to embrace as much change as I could because our time is very limited here. I know I wanted to change, and I'm hoping all my peers and all my family can see that I have changed, and I'll continue to grow in the post-residential phase. I've seen change in my platoon as well, from the people who would used to walk out, the people who couldn't meet a time act, to the quiet people who learned to express themselves over their time here at the academy. As a company, we learn ways to challenge each other, whether it's PT in the morning and seeing who can sound off the loudest, whether it's a game of dodgeball against another platoon. And we've also had amazing competitions during our drill and ceremonies, marching against each other, seeing which platoons could be the best followers to their driver of the competition. As well as our spirit corps, sounding off, singing cadences, seeing which platoon had the most enthusiasm. The biggest challenge was seeing each class compete at T-Bex during the amazing race because we all had to move as a singular unit during each task and complete challenges with little to no verbal communication. These challenges helped the company overall because we were under pressure for each of these competitions, and it gave us additional room to adapt, to grow, and to challenge each other and get the most potential out of each of our cadets. We have also had our company commanders and first sergeants to thank for planning our movie nights and running the company. I also want to show appreciation to the command staff for setting up our commencement ceremony and planning this graduation for all of us. Thanks to our sappers, we have our yearbook and photos to remember and reflect on this place in the future. I wish all of you the best, and remember, we are the future, so make the most of what you have and keep pushing through the challenges that are sure to come. I have a quote from a fellow cadet, my brother, Cadet Richards, and it goes, "The hardships that life brings introduce a capacity to grow." Thank you all for your time in attending the ceremony.